Provita asked me what one of the things I did differently that I do now than before when I started on plan. And one of the things that I do differently is cooking. Before I didn't cook, or if I did cook, it was all butter, cheese, salt. That made anything taste tolerable. But now I use spices. I don't use any fat when I cook. I don't use cheese when I cook. And I don't use salt when I cook. But one of the things I've really loaded up on is spices. And I don't know if you can see here, my spice cabinet, that's one of the big things that I really loaded up on. Before, I only had this little thing here full of spices. That was the extent, and they lasted forever because I didn't know how to use them and I never used them. But now I have 3 shelves. Shelf 1, that's for like all the tall stuff, but I have a ton in there. These go back pretty far too. I don't know if you can see how far back they go, but shelf 2, and then shelf 3, got lots of different flavored Mrs. Dashes in there. They're wonderful for cooking. And stuff you never heard of too, like saffron and coriander, and I used all this stuff. I'd heard of it maybe for like a New York minute, but never used it. Didn't know how to use it, so now I'm getting pretty good. Well, especially with a recipe, that always helps. I'm still not too hot on making my own up. That's a hit or miss sometimes. One of the other things I also use is my magic bullet. I love this thing. This thing has been so helpful to me throughout this whole entire process. I mean, not only can you make smoothies and stuff, you can make salsa, you can chop things. I even grind my coffee beans in it when I make coffee in the morning. And they have this new one out on the market, I hear, that slices and dices, and I think that's going to be my next purchase. I do have a food processor, but they made theirs look so much neater. And the other thing I use a lot is this little thing right here. This is a food saver, and what it does is it packages all your food up, and you cut your bags to size, and it seals them, and then you put your food in it, and it seals the other end, and it sucks all the air out, and you can keep things in the freezer for like a year versus 3 to 4 months. And usually I will cook stuff, package it up in the little food savers. Like this is green bean chili. I don't know if you can tell. Put it in these little bags, stick it in the freezer, and you've got like a TV dinner for grab and go. You don't have to think about cooking. It's already done. You just stick that bag in the microwave, heat it up, and you're good to go. And those are some of the things that I've done to help me be successful on this plan. And now it's just a habit, and I just do it. I cook once a week. I make a bunch of stuff and freeze most of it, and except for the fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, and I'm good to go.